Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel, where today we are doing a new type of video called What I Wish I Knew Before I Read. Because every once in a while I get into the middle of a book and I really do just think that I wish somebody had told me about this so that I would have better expectations for this book, because realistic expectations make for a better reading experience, at least for me. So that's really what we're going to be doing in these videos. And for this inaugural one, we are going to be talking about Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree. I thought this might be a nice book to tackle because I know that there are still a number of people who would like to get to this book. And I also know that there's at least one special edition coming out soon. And so there are more people that might be picking it up. So Legends and Lattes by Travis Baldree is an adult fantasy novel, and in it we are following our main character of Viv, who is an orc and has been a mercenary for her entire adult life. Only now she's ready to do something different. So she is going to open a coffee shop. She has her entire life savings, she has a vague plan, and maybe a few other things up her sleeves, and the story goes from there. So there are a couple things that you should know walking into this book. First and foremost is that the world building is very, very light and it's very generic. I really thought this was something that people should kind of know, because especially with adult fantasy, you kind of expect at least a moderate amount of world building. And because the world is part of the draw in fantasy books. But this doesn't do a ton of that. There is definitely enough so that if you're not familiar with kind of generic fantasy worlds, you can still enjoy this, but there isn't much more than that. The second thing you should know has to do with that plot. If you heard that description and thought that sounds a lot like a coffee shop AU fanfic, you're not wrong, and that is actually exactly perfect for setting expectations. If you don't know what a coffee shop AU fanfic is, don't worry about it. There are basically three main things to know. First and foremost is that the plot is very thin and somewhat slow. That description of we're following Viv as she opens up a coffee shop and figures out how to make it successful, that is literally the entire plot. So there are some things that happen, but it's like good things that happen that help Viv with her coffee shop and the occasional obstacle that she needs to overcome. But this plot really is just about her figuring out how to have a successful coffee shop business. And it does go very slow. It is also very, very low stakes. So the tagline on this is a novel of high fantasy and low stakes, and that is very, very accurate. There are no life and death situations. Society as a whole is not hanging in the balance. Literally, if everything goes wrong, then Viv loses her coffee shop and her savings, and she maybe has to go back to mercenary work. That's it. Very low stakes. And the third is that it is very vibes heavy. It is comfy, it is cozy, it is very, very warm. And so like I said, there's still definitely a plot. It's just a little bit thin, very low stakes, and very much focused on this warm, cozy feeling. And then the last thing that you should know about this book is that you may have heard it's a sapphic romance, or maybe you didn't hear that there was any romance at all. What I will say about the romance is that yes, there is a romance. It is not the main point though, and it is very gentle, kind of sapphic romance. It is much more in the background. It is very gentle. It is like to the point where I felt very comfortable handing this book off to my 11-year-old. Not just for my comfort level, but actually for his. I knew he wasn't going to get yicked out by anything in here. So very gentle kind of romance. And that's it. I think that if you go in knowing those things, you will have much better expectations for what this book is, and you can just enjoy it for what it is. But that is it. So if you found this video to be helpful and or you want me to do other books, leave me a comment down below. Or if you have any thoughts about other things that people may want to know about this book, also leave it down below. But that's it. So if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to, and until next time, have happy reading, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!